I want to talk about the brain today. The brain is an organ of soft nervous tissue contained in the skull of vertebrates, functioning as a coordinating center of sensation, intellectual, and nervous activities. It is the intellectual capacity, the mental capacity, it is the sagacity, the brain power, it is the power of reasoning, and the acumen. The brain controls our thoughts, our minds, our memory, our speech, and the movement of the arms and legs, and other parts of the organs within our body. So the brain has three types. There are forebrain, there are hindbrain, and there are midbrain. And there are other parts of brain. There are three types which the brain is composed of. They are the cerebrum, they are the cerebellum, they are the brainstem. The cerebrum interprets visions, interprets speech, touch, hearing, and learning. The cerebellum, its function is to control the movements of the muscles, while the brainstem is connected between the cerebrum and the cerebellum to the spinal cord. This is the place here. And the work of this brainstem is for breathing, wake, sleeping, heartbeats, coughing, vomiting, and other things. So this brain we are talking about is what helps in whatever we do every day. So the brain has the ability to record information, to interpret information, what we hear, what we can see. So even science has proven that a little baby starts recognizing the mother's voice from the womb. You see? The one responsible for that is the cerebrum, because cerebrum interprets touch, visions, hearing, or speech. So that's the one that is responsible for that. So what we hear, we see every day, interprets a lot of things. Our brain interprets it. Even if you think that maybe the thing is not useful, is useless, the brain has a recording memory. It interprets what you see, what you watch, what you hear. For example, you can hear someone singing here. Maybe you may not be the one singing, but when you are alone, you will see yourself singing that song before you now come back to your mind and say, this song. Why? Because you heard this somewhere. So your brain was recording all those things as long as it was hearing what the person was saying there. So even kids, that's why you should mind what your children are watching, what they are listening. Don't say they are small children, they don't know anything, but their brain is active. Their brain is working. The cerebrum is interpreting information, speech, hear what they hear. They have the ability to learn. That's the one that is responsible for learning. That is cerebrum. It's located here. After the cerebrum, you now get the cerebellum, the one that is responsible for our muscle movements, before you now get the brainstem that is connected between the cerebrum and the cerebellum to the spinal cord. So, for example now, some of you will see your kids doing some kind of things, saying some kind of things. You say they are still kids, they don't know anything, but their brain is active. Mind what they watch. And you, adult, mind what you listen to. Mind what you watch to. Because your brain has the ability to interpret all that you hear or watch. For example, now your kid that you think that for some people used to say who want to spoil will spoil. No, don't say that. If you take your child or you as an adult, if you go to North or Yoruba land where they are speaking Yoruba or Hausa, before long, you will learn that language, you will start hearing it. If there is nothing like who want to hear will hear. No. As long as you are hearing it, your brain must record those things and you have the ability to know that this one means this one means that. That's the brain. Your brain is at work. And I found out that our brain interprets through what we see also. Because there is something you see now, your brain starts interpreting. Why is it? That's the reason why if you see some things, you will now start wondering, what's this? What's the meaning of this? I have never seen something like this. Your brain is at work. So the earlier you know it, the better for you. Even the brain, there is so much to talk about concerning the brain. There was a great physicist called Albert Einstein. When he died in 1955, Thomas Harvey, 7 hours after his death, 7 hours and a half after Albert Einstein's death, they removed his brain. So Thomas Harvey took his brain to his lab. So he weighed the brain of Albert Einstein with 1,230 grams. He dissected the brain of Albert Einstein and kept some part of his brain to himself and gave some to the leading pathologist in Pennsylvania University, United States. So, if someone can be studying about the brain of someone that is dead, what about the person that made the brain, that created the brain? If people are busy to study about someone's brain, what about the person that created the brain and put it there? That's our creator, our maker. So, science has concluded that human beings, though our brain is 100%, the scientists have concluded that humans use their brain about 2.5% all over the world. Some walk all around all day long and use about 4% then. But Albert Einstein used 5% of his brain. The only man that used 5% of his brain in his time. You see why they have to remove his brain when he was dead? 7 hours and a half. So our brain is very important. Mind what you watch, what you hear, or what you see. It's very important.